like who votes these people to electoral college for each state? Is it state legislators?
Well, they're actually appointed, they're not voted on, and
Well,
it's a
are they
combination.
state legislators or the governor? Like who's appointed?
It's a combination of the executive branch, the governor, and also the legislative branch. So they make recommendations to those people, or who those people should be, and then they're chosen from a list.
If your state is more red, you're gonna have more red electoral voters.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all for listening.
All right, like she said, her info is in here. Check her out on Facebook or their website. And we got one more raffle drawing. Actually, we got two more, but one more right now. So get your tickets out. $201.
Hey, I got it.
Hey. $20. Supposed to be a gift card, so we didn't get it. So you got it.
Now it can be a gift card anywhere.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. So next up, we've got a slate of, well, not the whole slate, but just a few of them. They're representing a slate of young Democrats. They're trying to essentially take over the young Democrats of Georgia to make it more progressive, to make it actually do what we think the Democratic Party should do, but I'll let them tell you more about that. Joining us is Joe Traina, who's running for president of the Young Democrats of Georgia. We've got Michelle Sanchez-Jones, who's running for vice president, and then we've got Gabriel Shippey, who's running for vice president of membership. So I'll let them tell you more about their plan.
What's up, guys? Oh, somebody deleted all my jelly. No, I was kidding. So that's next. Get excited for that. Hey, everybody, good to see you. First things first, the revolution continues. It's right in this room. I'm looking at you guys. I was at the event at Tech, but we don't have to talk about Tech, where Bernie came into town and he made a great point that wherever he goes, the movement is on the faces of the people that he sees. So I think our slate is pretty honored to be in the room with some new faces today. Gabriel Shippey, my VP of membership candidate, and Michelle Sanchez-Jones both hail from Hall County, and actually Gabriel's in Gwinnett now, but that's cool. We're still good with him. And yeah, but everywhere. And Michelle Sanchez-Jones is our EVP candidate on the slate that has more diversity, more women, more progressives, more Bernie delegates than have ever run for YDG leadership. And our race is getting a lot of attention. And why is it important for us to take up a couple minutes of your time? Because you can help decide this election. How many of you are students here? Fantastic. How many of you are on Facebook? Oh, beautiful. Find us on Facebook right now. Get your phones out. Ignore me for a second. Kind of doze up. Don't start checking your feed, though. Find us on New Georgia Core. It's New Georgia Core.
I think it's listed in your program, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And what we have, and some folks in the crowd know that even that process of getting you guys to become Young Dems of GSU has been kind of tricky because folks are already they're already seeing the tea leaves. They're realizing, oh shit, GSU might decide this thing. Right now it is close. There's clearly a reform wing and there's clearly a entrenched establishment wing. And we are going to be deciding for our under 40 Georgia Democratic political identity whether we want to do something new or we want to keep doing what we've been doing, essentially. And the prize here also, just so you know, it's not just a club, just so you know, it's not just the young Dems like to get together and, have pizza parties, which we love pizza parties. But the thing is, the prize here is also that the chair, and that's what I'm running for, actually does get a seat on the executive committee of the state party. And the reason that's making a lot of people nervous is because, well, Gabriel could probably tell you why it's making people nervous, because I don't care. I don't give AF, okay? I want us to win, but I want us to win with principles. I want us to represent a party that people can be proud of. No deals, no backroom stuff, no dirty money, no bribery. We've even through the course of this race been offered pretty skeevy deals, but we're turning them down because we're saying there's got to be a new way of doing things. We have to have choice, we have to have options, and we have to grow. So that means numbers, and that means you guys right now. That means as easy as it was for Dan, well, no, easier now because Dan went through hell, actually. Because we went through what we went through, it's easier now for you. And we want you to go to OrgSync, and we want you to look up Young Dems of GSU and apply right now. Do it before you leave, do it before you forget. Because if the membership grows here, and you guys come to our convention April 1st, and you vote in this new slate of progressive leadership, you're helping decide right now to change the party, right? The party, boo, right? we have to actually show up in order to make them uncomfortable, in order to make them change what they're doing. And that's what we've been doing. So some successes that we've had, Michelle actually ran for office in a very deep red county that went points bluer because she ran. And the party grew because of it. And more connection and more networking was possible. Gabe has been running around the whole state, popping up new young Dems all over the state that identify with these progressive values, wildly progressive values that will win us elections. Yes, even if we have crappy district lines, we can start at the bottom. We can start under those lines at municipal levels. We can start organizing each other so that we can confuse the numbers, right? So when they write those lines, they're looking at the numbers. They're looking at who's showed up. If we haven't been showing up, and we do now, boom, it's a new day in Georgia. I want to make sure I capitalize on just the fact that the only thing that's keeping you guys right now from being a part of this election is showing up April 1st, right? April 1st is our election. In order for you to be there is a registration, but we want to help you cover that cost. We're going to be traveling down there. We're going to be staying in Statesboro at the not GSU. And so what your participation means is that all of a sudden we've built the party here, doubled it, because there's 20 people now in the room. We got to get those other folks too that left, but you guys will help decide. Oh, also we're 9 likes away from 500 on our page. So find our page, like us, get all the credit for breaking 500. Okay. The last point I'll make, because I do want to wrap. I know Khalid's got a great, really worthwhile presentation to make. Is that the game is for you not to know and not to care, right? If you didn't know about this election, it would just happen. You would have no effect on it. We might lose, and then they just keep doing the same thing they do all the time. But that's all over the country. That's all over the county. Let me, somebody shout out a county you vote in. Okay, we got a lot of Fulton. Anybody else? Bartow. Love it. DeKalb. Okay. So each of those counties has a Democratic committee. What we've been successful at in Richmond County, where I'm from in Augusta, is doubling the party completely with progressives and taking it over. We've also done that with our Young Dems organization. And as soon as you do that, that means, electorally, democratically, you are able to change things. And when you see that and you realize that it's that easy, then you keep doing it. And it becomes more fun. It's not boring. It's not this otherworldly thing. And I'll leave with this. Again, it's for you not to know and not to care. But here's the only thing that separates you from the state and the national DNC leadership. The only thing that keeps you from that are these little counties. So if you get involved on the county level, or if you come to Young Dems convention, we want to make sure you get plugged in because it's happening. The revolution is continuing, but we have to be deliberate about it. We have to learn the mechanics, and we have to show up. we have the chant that we do, and I'll get some help here. When we show up,
we make change.
We make change. So let's do it. Let's get hyped for Khalid because we're going to show up for Khalid. We're going to be there this weekend, by the way. When we show up, we make change. When we show up, we make change. When we show up, we make change. All right, thanks, guys. Sign up, find us on Facebook. I'm Joe Traina. Find everybody. All right, yeah, man.
All right, last raffle, and then we're gonna let Khalid close it out for us.
I wanted to ask a question.
Oh yeah, he just ran out of here. Go ahead.
Why is it important to take over a party? Like what do you get to do in a county party? Like how does that influence a presidential election or whatever?
Right. So we have to scale up the movement, right? And there are so many aspects to the movement. It's not just, I'm not going to say like you just have to get involved with the party. But I think it has to be kind of multidimensional. And full disclosure, I started out with the Green Party. What I learned with the Green Party was that bureaucracy is bureaucracy. It just is. What we do by taking over the party is we learn, we shift policy, and we also cultivate the candidates that we want, right? So to the point that Senator Fort made, it's absolutely about the candidates. But some candidates won't run. Some progressive candidates that we might really enjoy, we'll never hear about them. They'll never get the confidence to run unless we have strong committees that are actually calling for these reforms. That's another strategy too. So it's easier for a party to get something on the ballot than an individual person. And that's just county law, that's just state law. What happens when you take over a party is you get all those bennies, right? All those benefits that we never hear about, which are the ability to, put petitions on, ballot referendums. Obviously, you get to vet your own candidates. And until we have responsive county committees, we're just going to keep getting those usual suspects. We're just going to keep getting the folks that are promised this or cut this deal or are related to that guy kind of thing. So that's what we see, as part of it. Does that kind of cover?
Yeah, I was thinking like something specific. Like, don't you all get to be a super delegate or?
Oh, right. Okay. Boom. Yes. Thank you. So actually, and Lee did a better job than I did just now. The other last week talking about how, we got 46% of the delegates at convention at the DNC convention. We got just under again the popular. We didn't have the knowledge, and that was the game, right? The game was for us not to know, and then we lost. But if we had known, if we had maybe a little more time, if we had more of the party already organized our way, there was no reason why a do-over wouldn't mean a huge victory for our revolution. But so we got the results we got. How do we change that? Well, we make ourselves those super delegates, right? And then how do we get rid of the super delegate system? We become the party that gets rid of that changes our election rules. How do we get rid of the Electoral College or this inane way of parties drawing their own lines? We become the party in power and we amend those rules. That's how unfortunately it's going to have to happen. Again, having come from the third parties, if there was a third party tomorrow, we could all join and be over that 5% threshold and then be a new majority. Hey, why not? Go ahead. Sure, I'm not going to stop you. But right now, this whole Dem-Enter thing is part of the winning strategy for us. We're seeing it starting to work. And folks that were arguing with me all throughout the general race, about voting for Stein. Or, by the way, we do have someone who voted for Stein on our slate. Because, by the way, when you become a Democrat or you join a party, you're pledging the platform. And by the way, we have the most progressive platform now because of the work that Bernie Sanders and his superdelegates did. So we don't pledge a candidate, we don't pledge a personality, we pledge the platform. And if we're going to win the platform, we have to show up. That's why it's so important. That's why every time Bernie says it, I feel it, right? That we got to get folks to show up on the county level and these affiliate organizations. Because that's how we're going to win democratically. All right?
Thank you. All right. Time for some Hawks tickets. Don't tell Senator Ford.